So who says you need to go to a museum to find an exhibit? Because Nordstrom's at Columbus Circle is giving shoppers a feast for their eyes.
Yeah, the exhibit, it's called Styling, Black Expression, Rebellion, and Joy Through Fashion. Captures bold and beautiful images of culture and resistance. It was curated by Bronx native Souleo, who is joining us live this morning from Columbus Circle. So good morning to you. Can you hear us? She might be having some problems hearing us.
Oh, we just heard you.
Can you hear me?
Hello? You can hear us. Hello?
Yes, I hear you now. How are
Live
you?
television, Souleo. Thank you for waking up with us and joining us.
Live TV.
I know, you gotta love live television. Let's talk about this, because you're no
Exactly.
stranger to creating these types of exhibits. It looks fantastic behind you, but we know this one really comes at such an important and pivotal moment in our society, this unrest and uncertainty. Did that add to the importance of curating this exhibit for you?
Definitely. You know, in conversations with Nordstrom and our presenting partner, Long Gallery Harlem, founded by Louis Long, you know, at first I was like, why are we doing this? It's a pandemic. There's so much civil unrest. Do people really even need art? And then I started thinking about the civil rights movement and how so much of what we're going through now is similar to that era. And what was going on in that era, as well as the movement, you had the cultural production. You had artists who were still creating powerful songs and visual artists with the Black arts movement who were still conveying messages through the arts. And that in many ways helped to propel the movement forward and supported it. And so it just made perfect sense to have this exhibition during this time, because people always need inspiration and creativity and joy, and that's what art does.
All right, so walk us through, because there are several different themes throughout this exhibit, right?
Yes, there are several different things. And so in our conversations, we use the Harlem Renaissance as a departure point. So it's the centennial, 100 years since the Renaissance. And when you think about what that meant, that was Black people using the creative arts to challenge the narrative of who we are in America. And so visual arts and style and literature was part of that. You know, they were dressing up, they were fly. And so we wanted to look at what is Black style since then. And so it's really about Black expression, which is the many ways in which we express ourselves through creativity and through style. There's Black rebellion, which focuses on the ways in which we use fashion as a way to challenge the status quo and make political statements. And then there's Black joy, because at the end of the day, no matter what is going on in the world, we're going to get dressed up and we're going to have joy and dignity in how we present ourselves.
Absolutely. And you're mentioning that fashion, and you referred to it, as something that you would use to make a political statement. We see that happening all over right now. Can you kind of zero in on some of those items right behind you or next to you about how fashion is really doing that in this exhibit?
Yes, I'm standing next to this beautiful mannequin. She's wearing a Beau McCall piece, which is titled The Revolution. And in this, he has the Pan-African flag colors, which is red, black, and green. Red for the bloodshed, green for the land, and black for the people. And so that is a really strong statement. So she's dressed for the movement, for the revolution. He also has these triple T-shirts, which are 3 T-shirts combined into one, and they have political statements on them. The one shirt has 40 acres and a mule, which echoes the call for reparations today. He also has a tribute to Fannie Lou Hamer, the voting rights activist, on one of the shirts. And so it's very timely, because we all need to vote and organize this year. And also, but on each end of the shirt is a Black Lives Matter reference, which echoes the call for racial and social justice of today. And there's many other artists who also touch on those themes.
Yes, I love how you curated this with such care and thought.
Thank you.
What kind of reaction have you been getting?
It's been amazing. I mean, first from the staff at Nordstrom, they've been so supportive. You know, they're the frontline ambassadors, because they're here on a daily basis talking to the customers. And when they're enthusiastic about the work and they're like, hey, I know you see this Fendi over here, but come look at this art, it's just wonderful. And then there was an artist by the name of Sage Gallen. He put a video on Facebook, and it's about 15 minutes, and it's his first time walking through the exhibition. And by the end of the video, he is in tears, and it's just beautiful to watch. He's standing next to this piece by Epperson, and he just starts crying because of the joy and the inspiration that the show carries.
And that's so much of what things can do. They can bring you to tears, because art and all the things you're talking about with expression, they bring out such a wider range of emotions. Hey, Souleo, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for making the time for us this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.